Brazil versus Japan, the first, well, not the first, but the first decent knockout game of the World Cup. Let's face it, last night was a bit of a damp squib, wasn't it? Brazil versus Japan. I'm stoked for this. And I'm not going to be neutral today. I want Japan to win this all the way. And I've got nothing against Brazil. You know, they had a fantastic result against Scotland. I quite enjoyed that one. But I always cheer for the underdog, and Japan for me are one of the hardest working teams out there. So organised, and I don't know, they come across really, really well. So I really want Japan to do it. I think there's an upset on the cards. Let's have a look at some stats. We'll check Twitter out, see what people are saying, see what people are predicting. And I believe kickoff is just 9 minutes away. So goals conceded in this tournament so far. Goals per game, 0.3 goals conceded per game for Brazil, and 1 goal on average for Japan. Japan also only scoring 1.4 goals a game compared to 2.1 by Brazil. So obviously all the stats are heavily in Brazil's favor. When it comes to possession, both of them seem to be possession teams. Brazil, 60 to 65% they're averaging each game. Japan, 50 to 55. So, you know, just say they're a possession side, only just. And shot volume, very, very high for Brazil. Lots and lots of shots per game, lots of high quality chances, and a much higher expected goals than Japan. And you'd not be surprised to hear that with players like Junior on the pitch, etc. But Japan, you know, they've got some game players themselves: Kamada, Kuboi, Ueda, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. All players to watch. And in fact, as I say that, they're all walking out on the pitch now with the mascots in hand. I'm really excited. Let's see what Twitter is saying. I've got a Brazil Twitter feed and I've got a Japan Twitter feed. So Brazil apparently are going home tonight, according to AAT. Great name, that one. Minafi is predicting Japan as well, 2-1. And that's I genuinely think Brazil are vulnerable. I think that game against Scotland, they look so comfortable, but I think that speaks more about Scotland and their organisation and their determination and their work ethic in that game, which I'm amazed to be saying, in all honesty, because one thing I thought Scotland would bring loads of in this World Cup is heart. I really thought that they would, you know, the pride of being in the World Cup after so long and having that chance to get through to the knockout stage after so long. I really thought they were going to play the hearts out on the pitch, but I think they made it easy for Brazil. Japan will not do that. Japan, as far as I'm concerned, are the hardest working team in this competition. Anyway, yeah, apart from those first two, we have Razu, we have Godwin Musa, and B Feisty, all predicting hefty wins for Brazil. On the old Japan thread, again, actually most people predicting for Brazil at the minute. So we shall see. We'll check out the BBC. Nobody's really saying anything yet. Obviously, the game's not started. We've got the national anthems going on. I can't play it. I can't play the sound. It will be hit with the copyright strike from ITV. The mighty corporation shutting us down. But but yeah, Brazilian national anthem doing its thing. I don't fancy Brazil's chances. If you do happen to be in the comments, let us know what your score prediction is. And feel free to hit the subscribe button. We're going to be streaming on a very regular basis in the next season, every Saturday at least. So, you know, join us for the ride. Okay. Let's have a look. What other stats can we give you? What other stats have we got? Not a great deal at the minute. Chances created, actually. I missed that one per game. This is surprising, actually. Brazil they've got a higher expected goals of Brazil than Japan, but they've created 8.7 chances on average per game. Japan have created 8, so they're not actually that far behind them. That's actually pretty close. Of course, the quality of those chances created is, I think, going to be quite stark. The difference in quality will be quite stark. So it's now the Japanese anthem. The producer's just whispering in my ear, and he's come up with a gun there. Brazil are unchanged from their last fixture, whereas Japan have been forced into a few changes. I wonder how that will affect them. What I should have said as well, actually, is Japan did come out on top the last time these teams met. Brazil were 2-0 up over, I believe it was played in Tokyo. They were 2-0 up or maybe 2-1 up, but Japan actually won that game 3-2. So they have got a recent record of beating Brazil, albeit in a friendly. Right, and now we're on to some kind of advert. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, so Brazil are lining up 4-3-3, it looks like, with Kuna as the main number 9 and Vinicius Jr, the danger man, on the left. Up front with Japan playing with a lone striker. They look like they're settling in for a bit of a low block. They're doing a 3-4-2-1. And I think that's going to turn pretty much into a 4-5-1 as the game goes on. I wouldn't be surprised in the way the gameplay actually looks, with Ueda, the danger man, being the lone guy up front. I can click on him. I wonder what that says. Oh, just the stats for each game. So we're almost there. Japan all the way for me. I'm calling this now. I think Japan are going to outwork Brazil. I think they're going to cause them problems, and I can see them deservingly getting through this. I really can. Right. The producer just whispered something else in my ear, and he won't like this, but I didn't quite hear what he said. So I'm going to say he's predicted 8-0 to Japan. Okay, so the producer is he's at odds with me on this one. He thinks my prediction is perhaps a little bit silly. He's going for an absolute trouncing by Brazil, but Japan will find the back of the net, he says. So we'll see. I think it'll be relatively close, but Japan will take it. A lot of it's going to depend on just how they can handle Vinicius. And I always pronounce that wrong, but how they're going to handle Junior on the left. He's such a talent, isn't he? We've got Tomiyasu, who looks like he's going to be up against him. But maybe that's where this 3-5-1 is coming into play. Doan can maybe, track back, or Sano can track back. And maybe we're going to see him being handled 3-on-1 at some point. He really is a danger man, isn't he? Anyway, we're almost there now. Players making their way towards the centre circle. One last look on Twitter to see what the predictions are. Yeah, Adam, straight. Japan are beating Brazil. He's going to put his house on the line. But the centre line says 4-1 to Brazil. See, this is like me and Ledge in the producing box. Jay says, I will cut my dick off if Brazil wins today's game. That's how confident he is. And that's what he said. I'm not even joking. Just type in Brazil in Twitter and filter it for latest, and that's what you'll see. I'm not quite sure I'll go as far as chopping the Johnson off, but we'll see. Anyway, who've we got on the BBC commentary box? Lucas Leiva. Only 4 players started that game. He's talking about Brazil's 3-2 loss to Japan last year that have started today's game. But he didn't say which team for. Anyway, the winners of this game will be facing, let's have a look. The winners of this game will be facing Ivory Coast or Norway. That's actually quite a tasty route through to the third round of the knockouts, isn't it? And I've missed kickoff, so brilliant. Let's get to that.
So we have it with Brazil confidently knocking the ball. Confidently knocking the ball on, but I would expect to see a lot of possession. I don't expect to see Japan pressing hard into the deep in the Brazil box. I think, you know, like, but they do, but they are a hard-working side, and they've given a free kick away. Though that's I think showing the intention. A lot of intensity, and I don't think they're intending to give Brazil players any time on the ball whatsoever. Paquita is holding his hamstring, it looks like. Again, let me know if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Trying to cut in on his left. This is looking good for Brazil. Oh, nice little back flick. And Japan don't get chance. And Japan were nearly the masters of their own downfall there. Giving the ball straight back to Brazil
on the edge of the box needlessly. Let's see what the BBC is saying. Absolutely feckle at the minute. Right, corner. Looks like it's going to be an outswinger from the Brazilian right. Casemiro. Why does it always look like he's smiling, Casemiro, even if he's upset? Guimaraes is going to be taking the corner. There it goes. And it's not even beat the first man. Not even beat the first man. Excellent clearance. Excellent header. Sent it halfway up the Japan half. Having a bit of a look at Ancelotti. Doesn't change, does he? He reminds me of a spitting image doll. I don't know why. And it's a throw into Japan. Some good intensity again from Japan. But it's going to be interesting to see what they can do when they've got the ball. They're obviously not the most physical side, but they are fast and tricky. And Maeda there, has he won a corner? No, he hasn't. No, it came off his foot. Goal kick. It's a long one. Picked up by Ryan on the right, or Rayan. I'm sure the producer will correct me on the pronunciation if I'm getting it terribly wrong. And yeah, not much is going on at the minute. See, that's the difference for me at the minute. I think the ball was with Ito in the Japanese box, and he was given time in his own box just to pick a pass out. Whereas Japan, from what I've seen on giving Brazil time when they're that high up the pitch. Start for a throw on the Brazilian left. That looks. Here come Brazil. Ball in the center of the park. Santos. Casemiro, but it's not doing much with it. They're seeing a lot of the ball, but they're not. I don't know. They seem to. I think they're being very patient for now. I've got to worry for Japan in terms of how much they can keep up. Keep up this higher intensity, this higher pressure. Ito tries a long ball to literally nowhere. I can do that. That were awful. That were garbage. Not a great deal. Not a great deal happening. Let's see what the people on Twitter are saying about the start of this game. Man of the Library says Brazil is better than Japan everywhere. You have to be a complete idiot to bet $1 on Japan. It's men against boys. See, I'm going for Japan. I am going for Japan. I'm saying Japan are going to win this game. Producer completely disagrees with me. He thinks they're going to get panned, but I'm going for Japan. Hayland Tavern says, sure to be a very fast-paced game. Japan will make them toil, whatever the result. They will. They'll make them work hard. They're going to get Japanned, I've just heard in my ear. Is it? Oh, I get it. Panned. They're going to get panned. They're going to get Japanned. I'm slow. I am too slow. Let us know in the old comments what your predictions are. So we got free kick out on the Brazilian left. Is that? I can't quite see who's going to take that. Is that Casemiro? I need a bigger monitor. In it goes. It's high. It's lofty, and it's going to be an easy catch for the keeper till he drops it and catches it on the rebound. Oh, Suzuki, the keeper. That's actually his name. And the ball's back with him. Don't tell me Japan are trying to play it out from the back. Later on tonight, Germany play Paraguay. That'll be an interesting one. We'll see whether that Germany defeat to Ecuador was just a flash in the pan because Germany had already qualified and we're just going through the motions, or whether there is a serious flaw there with that German team. They didn't have the toughest group to qualify from, did they? Excuse me. Yawn. Not a great deal going on right now. Brazil just keeping the ball around about the halfway line. Japan not pressing at the minute. From what I gather, when the ball's around about the halfway line, Japan are prepared to keep the shape, and they're doing it very well and not press too hard. But whenever the ball is deeper towards the, maybe the first 25% of the pitch, closer to the Brazilian goal, that seems to be the trigger when Japan are coming forward and putting a lot of the pressure on. They're not pressurizing around the halfway line, but when it's deeper, that's when they're going for it. Maybe trying to force an error in front of goal. The prize at stake here is actually not a bad next round at all, Norway or the Ivory Coast. And you'd imagine either of these teams would fancy themselves to go through to the third stage of the knockout. So third round of the knockout stage after that. So there's a lot at stake. Guimaraes, Casemiro. Popped out on the right to Ryan. That is a great ball. Can he keep it in? He's looped it back across the 6-yard box. Oh, just couldn't get his shot off. But that's the best thing I've ever seen. Right. We'll have to break that down. We'll have to break that down. That is Paquita getting, I don't know if I can say this while I get told off, getting twatted in the face with a shot. I don't know who took the shot, but the ball broke on, the ball broke on the edge of the box. It's Paquetá, sorry, not Paquita, Paquetá. Paquetá twatted in the face by one of his own players with a hell of a shot. He went down like a sack of spuds, he did. That was funny. Thanks, Bruce, for correcting that pronunciation. There'll be a lot of that needed, I think. So, yeah. Oh, dear me. That will make the highlights reel for the World Cup. Anyway, Japan with the worst spell on the ball. On the left-hand side, Nakamura. Back to Kamada. It seemed to be like Sano and Kamada to me seem to be dropping quite deep. I said it was gonna. I thought it would go to like a 5-4-1, and it does seem to be doing that at points. But anyway, here comes Japan. That's a cracking ball out over to Nakamura. Floats the cross in. That's not a bad cross, actually. It's headed away, but that wasn't a bad effort. Can Doan pressure the ball back? You can't. But the clearance is only as far as Taniguchi. Not Tamagotchi. Taniguchi, who I've probably pronounced wrong as well. And I don't know what's happened there. I don't know what's happened. Looks like Junior is down injured. Let's have a look at this. Is that studs up? Oof! Bloody hell, that looks painful. Studs on the ankle. To the star man. I don't think there was any malice in that. But it was painful nonetheless. Has he picked up a yellow? Yes, he has. That's Sano, midfielder, picking up a yellow. And relief for Brazil that the danger man didn't get his ankle broken, maybe. That was bloody awful, that. Anyway, I've never... I've noticed, the question to the producer, none of these Brazilians have a beard. Have you ever seen a hairy Brazilian? He's not gonna answer. I'm gonna be in trouble for saying stuff like that. Okay. Got it, Taniguchi. What could he do? Plays it back to Suzuki in goal. And the long kick is taken. That is a heck of a kick, trying to find Ueda. That's some nice, almost nice control, but he couldn't keep hold of it. And Brazil will attempt to bring it away. Casemiro in the looking to play a ball over the top. He plays it to feet, and I'm not sure the keeper needed to get to that. That was Kuna with the shot. I think it was going wide, but Suzuki got down well, palmed it away. Yeah, corner taken quickly. Oh, that's nice play. It's gone wide. It's gone wide. Yeah, nice cheeky little pass back into the box. I'm not sure who it was that got the shot off, but they just couldn't guide it into the far corner. It was Kuna who played it. It was a clever little ball back into the box. No, it wasn't. That was a shot, sorry. Anyway, Japan bring it away. Kunia. We've got free kick, direct free kick from Ito, fouled. A yellow card for Casemiro, it looks like. Yeah. So what have Japan got when it comes to free? Let us know in the comments what your score prediction is. We'll have a look at this free kick, then I'm going to go and see what the people on Twitter are saying. He was nowhere near that ball, was he, Casemiro? Nowhere near. That's a yellow all day long. But Ito was quite clever, actually, the way he stepped across to make sure Casemiro made contact nowhere near the ball. Alisson Becker. Who does he remind me of? When I look at his face, he reminds me of somebody. It'll come to me at some point. Right, who are Japan's free kick maestros then? We'll find out. We've got Kamada stood over the ball. Who else we got there? Even Ito. Don't know. They seem to be chatting a lot about it. It looks to me like it's going to be... Is it going to be Kamada on his right foot? Or... No, it's Doan. Kamada or Doan. They're keeping us guessing. The three of them stood around there. I think it's going to be Doan first. No, it's Kamada. Oh, you know what? Sometimes when you see the ball and it's deceiving on a TV where the ball's going, I thought that was deflected straight into the back of the net. It was closer to going out for a throw-in. I think it's gone for a corner in the end. The wall did its job. Let us know in the comments what you think about the game so far. But yeah, it's a Japan corner to be taken by Ito, an in-swinger on his right foot. What are they going to make of it? Come on, Japan. I'm cheering for Japan. I'm not going to make a secret of that. Here it comes. No, it wasn't a bad corner, but it was cleared by Brazil, but only as far. Well, it's back to Ito, and they can't keep it in. It's gone for a goal kick. Let's have a look at the match stats so far. Stephen Warnock having a slight jab at Casemiro, saying when players get on the right side of him, he's not got what it takes to get back in. He's going to be in trouble, Stephen Warnock thinks. Let's have a look at the stats. Unsurprisingly, Brazil have dominated possession, but they haven't done a lot with it, at all. It says they've had 4 shots. I remember maybe one of them. I don't think, 2, because one of them smashed one of their own players in the face. I'll just pause as Japan attempts to get a cross in from the right, but it's deflected for a throw into Japan, about level with the penalty box. Do they have someone who can take a long throw? I don't know. He's trying to find what's gone on there. Why is the referee just? What's happened there? I haven't got the commentary on. Maybe the producer can let me know. I don't know what the hell. They seemed to take the free kick, and then everyone just stopped, and then it went back to the Brazilian goalkeeper. Oh, it was a handball apparently that I missed. Anyway, like we were saying, back out with Brazil, who dominate possession. But I think Japan are working hard. They're making it difficult. They're not sitting as low as Ghana did, for example, against England. And they're willing to have a go. But they're just hassling Brazil in the right places. When that ball is around that middle third of the pitch, they're just happy for Brazil to have it and pass it around. When it gets to either other end, they're on them. It's like a switch. The ball comes past this line, and we're going to be on you like a rash. There's an example of that already. And it's gone out for a Japan throw. No, it hasn't. Brazilian throw. Ooh. Ito is getting everywhere. Right, let's go back to the live reporting. Right, he says that this is Stephen Warnock again. Not sure about this one, but one issue the Japanese coach Moriyasu was losing a lot of key players, but he's never moaned, and he still thinks Japan are good enough to win this competition. Now, it's nice to hear, isn't it, that a coach believes his team can win the competition, and I believe Japan can win this game. But if they win this competition, they won't. Yeah, not a hope in hell. I can't see past France myself, to be honest. Oh, excuse me. Not a great deal going on. Let me pop the chat out so I can see if anyone's saying anything. Back on Twitter, what are they saying about this? Ogbafia. He's got a blue tick. I wonder how many followers he's got. 3,062. Oh, sugar. Now I've done that. I've lost his comment. I'm sure it was a good one. Yeah. Trouble is, when you type in Brazil, a lot of the people typing comments are Brazilians, and they're not typing in English. Anyway, here's Casemiro on a yellow card. Brazil have it on the left. Not a great deal going on. Again, Japan instantly turning the pressure on when the ball gets past a certain point. And the ball, as a result, has gone out for a throw-in on the left for Japan. Deep inside their own half, of course, but it's like Ronaldinho in the crowd. He could play, couldn't he? Excuse me. Brazil playing the patient game. Not a great deal going on. And that's gone out for a goal kick. It's a shout. Is he asking for a penalty? Is that Kuna? What's the ref pointing at here? Well, it's not a penalty. It was nowhere near the inside of the box. But that could be a free kick, actually. It's number 24. It's Sarno that's missed a tackle. This is right on the byline. Hydration break called anyway. Cunha. I'll get these pronounced correctly eventually. Right. Okay. Right. I'm getting some interesting information from the producer. My favorite bit about the hydration breaks is how everybody in the crowd boos them when they come on, sending that message. FIFA have come out and said it's nothing to do with advertising at all. And I don't know. I think if you believe that, that's it. The consistently giving these hydration breaks every single game, regardless of the conditions, regardless of the weather conditions. It's not down to the referee. It's something that's been enforced into these games. I would say regardless of the conditions. So just hearing there's some of the Brazilian players already linked with moves over to the Premier League. And I've already forgotten what names I've just been told. Bruno to Arsenal and Rayan to Liverpool. He's looked all right as Rayan, actually. He seems to have been a bit of an outlet. I know Vinicius Jr is the danger man, but for me, Rayan seems to have had more of the ball. You know, he's giving Ito a hard night's work, who I also think has been outstanding as well. Although we've got two of them on the pitch. I'm talking about Hiroki Ito, left back. So let's have a look and see what the people on Twitter are saying now. We've got Ari Kichi saying Brazil are pinning Japan back, and it was always expected. But Japan have defended really well so far. Now they'd love to get a few shots of their own. That's why you watch these streams, to get insight like that. And to be honest, that's exactly what I think. That's exactly what I think. Right. Darwood says Brazil are playing too slow. They need to be quick. Although no threat from Japan so far. I'd agree with Brazil being a little bit slow. Patient might be the word I'd use. And they're trying to find that right ball, but yeah, possibly a bit slow. And Japan have won a corner. Japan have won a corner. I think that was Ito, but Junior Ito. Get that pronunciation this time. What will this be? I'm trying to think who Alison Becker reminds me of. I think it might be the guy who plays Ant-Man, only if he had a beard. Ball comes in. It's an outswinger. It does find a Japanese head, and it is the head of Ueda. No. Yeah, Ueda. And as that, it seemed to fly over, but did it take a deflection off the defender? No, obviously, because no corner's been given. Not much is happening right now. Brazil pressed into giving it back to the keeper, who sends a long ball downfield, cleared by Ito, right up the other end of the pitch, and it'll be picked up by Paul Rudd in the Brazilian goal. That's who reminds me of Paul Rudd with a beard. I'm feeling good about my prediction. I think Japan are causing Brazil issues, not perhaps in front of goal, but I think they're causing them to know that they're going to have to work if they're going to create a decent chance. If they're going to win, they're going to have to work to do that. And here come Japan, although only as far as halfway into the Brazilian half. And here come Brazil on the counter. Oh, it's scrappy. Japan have got it again. Here they come with a bit of pace this time. He's going to shoot from outside the box. He doesn't. He only scores. He only scores. And I called it. I said Japan are going to win this game. Referee may as well blow the whistle now. What a fantastic strike. That is Sano. He's been having a good game. He's been all over the place. It was scrappy play in midfield, really scrappy. It was bouncing from Japan to Brazil, and then it broke. And with pace, Sano brought it forward to the edge of the Brazilian box. And from the edge of that Brazilian, he's fired the ball in. And from the edge of the box, he's fired that ball hard and low to the keeper's right. It reminded me of Canada's goal last night. I don't know if you saw that. Similar kind of position, similar kind of placement of the shot. And you know what? It's no more, in my opinion, than Japan deserve. They've been organized. They've been at high intensity in the right places. They've been, patient, difficult to break down, and hardworking. Oh, yes. Yeah. Good shout, producer. I called out a comment not so long ago Stephen Warnock had made on the BBC saying that Casemiro just didn't have it when it comes to tracking back. And producers just pointed out there that I've missed that. When Sano got the ball and made the run, it was Casemiro that he'd beat. And Casemiro just couldn't get anywhere near him. Couldn't get anywhere near him. I wonder if we'll see Casemiro in the second half. Anyway, what are Lucas Leiva. See, I called this as well, right? Former Brazilian midfielder. He's saying Japan are defending with a back five. I called that. I know they came out with a 3. What was it? 3-4-2-1 is what they said they'd come out with. I said that would transition to a back five. And that's exactly what they're doing. I can see really clearly on the screen here as well how organized they are with that. And he thinks Brazil need to start crossing the ball rather than looking for that killer through ball. What a strike, though, that was. Think about these knockout games. It doesn't matter how poor they are, how boring they are. You know you're going to get drama at some point. And I've got a feeling this isn't going to be the end of it. Chris Sutton, he knows how to score a goal. What does he say? Sano was a player who, Sano was the player. If you remember, just before the hydration break, I was saying the potential of a free kick right on the byline at the edge of the area to Brazil. And that hadn't been given. A lot of the Brazilian players were apparently complaining to the referee that Sano made that foul. The free kick wasn't given, and then Sano has gone down the end and scored. But what do you want to do, you know? I don't see how that's a genuine complaint. I don't know why Chris Sutton's mentioning that. Anyway, it's a free kick to Brazil. Out wide on the left. It looks like it's going to be Paqueta who's going to take it. I'll probably pronounce that wrong again. And take it on his left. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. And it comes high to the left. Oh. The Brazil player got the head on it, but it was nowhere near. Who was that? Marquinhos. It's just showing a replay of the goal. Really nice strike. Really accurate. Keeper's gone the right way. But it was so accurate. Yeah, it just couldn't get to it in time. So I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. What can Brazil do? Trying to find a way to play that through ball to get it into the box. Couldn't, and it's ended up with a shot from distance, which was weak, to be fair. It was Vinicius Jr. I wonder if he's taken that out of frustration, to be honest, because, you know, there wasn't much else on. Japan are blocking those channels really well. I think sometimes that back five is even becoming a back six or back seven at some point. Let's have a look what Twitter is saying now since that goal. Well, Padam Dove says, bro, what if Japan beat Brazil? Excellent. Thanks for that. The Gunner Girl, I wonder if this is an Arsenal fan or she's got a tick next to her. I wonder. No. Oh, yeah, she's an Arsenal fan. You see with the thing on. That goal was ridiculous. Sano with an absolute rocket and Brazil are in trouble early. Who else is loving this match so far? I'm loving it now, Gunner Girl. I'm loving it now. KC says, I won't be surprised if Japan knock Brazil out. Yeah. I'm only surprised that it took you until Japan actually went 1-0 up before you posted that. But here are Brazil. They've worked it. Oof. It's in the Japan box. They're trying to work a shot off. But they just can't seem to find a way through. And actually, Japan are going to bring it away. I've missed. Oh, while I was looking at Twitter, I think I've missed a Brazilian player tackling his own teammate. Darn it. That's me trying to multitask. I'm chuffed for Japan so far. I think they deserve this. I really, really do. And don't forget, I called it the beginning of the game. I called it. I think Japan are going to win this game. Long way to go yet, though. Again, it's deep inside. It's in the Japan box. Can they manufacture a shot? They can't seem to manufacture anything at the minute. Casemiro, no, it's back out. Yeah, they can't seem to manufacture anything. And here come Japan. It's Ito on the right hand side. What can he do? He's won a throw in. That's relieved the pressure. It's a throw in just into the Brazilian half on the right hand side. He's worked his socks off as Junya Ito. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's worked his absolute socks off tonight. Now, how much of a shock would this be, do we think, if Japan... I mean, not a shock to me because I had them as favourites, but... I wonder in Brazil what the headlines would say. See, here we're at it again. Japan happy for Brazil to have the ball in that middle third of the pitch. They're not pushing, not pressing. They're just retaining the shape. The camera angle is making that really obvious, but there we go. But as soon as that ball gets a little bit deeper, the pressing. It's really good off the ball work from Japan. Pleasure to watch, really. I love watching football games when teams don't have the ball and run around and when there's no shots. Let's see. Let's see what's being said on the BBC. Chris Sutton saying Brazil have a bit more aggression in them since the goal. I haven't really noticed that, I'll be honest. Looks to me like they're still trying to find. Yeah, it's another shot out of frustration. No pace on it. Cunha this time. Again, I probably pronounced that wrong. But they're looking for... They're not looking to get it wide, it doesn't seem, Brazil. They're looking for a through ball almost every single time. And Japan are playing with a back five, sometimes back 6 or 7. They're closing those channels and opportunities down. It's just not happening. They're playing too central, in my opinion. Yeah. It was out on the wing there for a second until it was brought straight back to the center again by Ryan. Casemiro. No. Just nothing happening here. Where are the players from Brazil who were going to run at you? I mean, again, brilliant by Japan. Pressing at the right time. It's Ito again. He's working so hard. Is it Ito again? No, that's Maeda, I think. Yeah, that's Maeda. Yeah, Casemiro giving the ball away again. He's not having a great game. And he's on a yellow to boot. But I'm seeing that from Japan. When they get the ball, they're willing to get the red down and run at you. I'm not seeing that from Brazil. You know, they're getting the ball and their heads are up and they're looking for a pass and they're looking for a forward pass. You know, it's not that their attitude isn't positive, but the forward passes aren't available because Japan is so organized. But it doesn't seem that it's ever crossing the mind just to run at Japan. You know, they seem to be missing that. I wonder if they've got on the bench that's got that in the locker. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's with Marquinhos. Out to Ryan, but straight back again to Ramirez. It's just going back and forth. Japan not being sucked out. Long cross into the box, and that's well collected by Suzuki. Really must be scratching their heads, Brazil. How are they going to get through here? Marquinhos. I'm learning. See, producers learning me here. I didn't know that a Q was pronounced like a hard K. Now I know. Now I know. But I also know Japan are. I know. I thought they were going to have a bit of break there, but they haven't. Japan's turn to enjoy a bit of possession. Kamada in his own half. Back to Taniguchi. I want to keep calling him Tamagotchi, and I don't know why I want to call him Tamagotchi. Played out to is that Maeda again? No, it wasn't. That was Ito, sorry. Here come Japan down the right-hand side. They're going to get a cross in. Oof! Two Brazilians banged into each other there. It's Casemiro again. He's having a shocker, and it's gone out for a Japanese throw-in. That was comical. Casemiro and Kuna running straight into each other. Casemiro ends on his backside, and it goes out for a Japanese throw. Second goal. What a way to end the half that would be for Japan now. Over on the right-hand side. They're playing with intent. Ball crossed into the box, but to be fair, I don't think a Japanese head was ever going to get on that one. That's a nice looping ball into the box. I don't know if that's gone out for it's a Japanese throw. That was Hiroki Ito this time with the cross. And Doan to take the throw in. Deep inside the Brazilian half. Will there be time to get across in the box? Japan keeping the ball well, to be fair. And here they come again. Dispossessed this time. But again, picked up by Japan. Nakamura. Yeah. This is dangerous time, actually. Japan are keeping the ball well. Probably about 35 yards from goal, but they're looking forward. No, and that's intercepted. Damn, given away. Please tell me that's Casemiro again. He's having a shock. Was that Casemiro again? He's giving it away on the edge of his box. He's having an absolute nightmare. I've just had confirmation it was Casemiro. My goodness. Kamada has got it. I want to look at the live report and see what they're saying about Casemiro. Because I can see he's having a bad game and I'm thousands of miles away. Played out to Ito on the right-hand side. He's going to whip it on his left. And bounced off the Brazilian defender. And now Brazil can bring it away. Free kick to Brazil and a yellow card for Kamada, who I don't think that was cynical. Actually, I haven't said that was totally cynical. He's disrupted the. He's taken one for the team there, disrupting the counter attack by Brazil. And Japan are back in their organized structure, which has turned into a 5-3-2. Very obviously so when you're looking at it from the camera from above. Excuse me. Lofty ball over the top. And has that gone out for a throw or it's gone out for a goal kick? Not a throw, sorry. I mean a corner or a goal kick. It's gone for a goal kick. Who was it? I think actually that was. Looking at the replay, I think that should have been a corner. Was it Taniguchi? I think it came off the back of his head or the top of his head. But anyway, well won from the Japanese winger. Nakamura brings it inside for Kamada. Maeda back to Kamada. What can Japan do? They're going to get one final ball in the box. We've got 2.5 minutes left, actually, of stoppage time. What a great performance in this first half from Japan. We've still got the ball, looking to come forward with it. Misplaced pass, and it's gone out for a Brazilian throw. Ancelotti chewing his gum furiously on the sideline. I don't even know what I'd say if I was Ancelotti at half time. Other than stop being so bloody predictable. You know, every single time they got the ball, they want to go through the centre. They're looking for a through ball, or they're looking for a lofted pass over the top. Through the centre always. They're not running at the Japanese defence, and they're not playing it wide and whipping crosses in. You know, mix it up a little bit, surely. Brazil have it around about the halfway. That's Casemiro. He managed to get that pass right. Well done. Not a great deal. Not a lot of urgency about Brazil. Maybe they've just resigned themselves to taking this at 1-0 down at half time. There's, in fact, when I say not a lot of urgency, I mean there's no urgency whatsoever. Again, just looking for those through balls. It's just rinse and repeat football from Brazil. Where's that famous Fleur? Over to Ryan on the right-hand side. But again, immediately played back more centrally. Finally, a ball whipped in as a cross this time. Not a through ball, but it's well dealt with. That whistle, we heard it in 30 seconds. There's a player down injured there, and I can't see who it is. He's too far out in the image. And, oh, I thought Ueda was about to maybe have a little bit of a break. Paqueta limping, it looks like. And that's half time, folks. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like if you like us. But we will be back in 15 minutes. Right, welcome back for the second half. 1-0 to Japan. I called it at the beginning of the first half. I said, you wind this stream back all the way to the beginning, and I called it. I said, Japan are winning this game. They're going to make it a really hard night for Brazil with their intensity, the pressure. Brazil, I don't think, have the quality that the bookmakers seem to be suggesting they have with the odds for this game. And I said Japan was going to make it hard. And they have done, certainly have. They've been organised, they've been hardworking. They've pressed at the right times in the right places, and they thoroughly deserve the 1-0 lead. I don't know what's going on with Neymar, and because I can't hear the commentary on the TV, so I don't know why Neymar isn't in the starting 11. I don't know why he's not playing. Has he picked up a knock? But I think somebody like him who can, just got that little bit of magic to unlock a defense, I think, would be an excellent addition for the Brazilian team right now. Much needed, I think. I don't know if the producer knows why he's not playing, if he's got a knock, but he'll whisper it in my ear if he does. Anyway, he's got a Farouk. I think he's joking with that, but well, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. Let's have a look. Chris Sutton says Brazil have got a lot of work to do in an attacking sense. From Brazil, Suzuki, the Japanese goalkeeper, has not been overly worked. And the game plan from Japan has worked perfectly, defending with a deep 5 and a 4 in front, which is frustrating Brazil. And it is. But they're not just defending with a low block. When Japan get the ball, they're playing with intent. They're coming forward in numbers. They're pressing high up the pitch as well, but they're just doing it at the right times. Really excellent game plan from Japan. Superb performance. Really, really is. And let's see what Lucas Leiva says. I don't know how to pronounce that, but the ex-Brazilian midfielder. He says Brazil have had control of the ball and played most of it in Japan's half, but they didn't create many chances. Yeah. We're talking about playing wide, and we know we don't have a target man with Kuna. So, yeah, that's why they're not trying to play it wide, apparently, because Kuna's a rubbish target man. Alice. Okay, getting some news from the location itself that there's a little bit of substitution. I'm not sure who is going off, but Enrique, it looks like, is it coming on? Oh, Endrick, sorry, is coming on. What number is he? Oh, Endrick. I thought you said Hendrick. That's why I thought you mispronounced Enrique. It's me. I can't hear what you're saying. Endrick. It's a good start, isn't it? Hendrick's coming on. But I wonder what the words will have been at half time. I'll be honest. Okay. As far as Japan is concerned, I wouldn't change a thing. I think they've been absolutely fantastic. They've defended really hard, but they've offered a threat. They've always offered that counter attack in numbers. Anyway, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at the world rankings for these teams, because I'm not too sure. I'm assuming there's a bit of a gulf between them. Brazil are in 6th, and Japan. Yeah. It's going to make me search for it. 15th, actually. 15th. But that looks like an as it stands table should Japan go on and win this game. Of course, they did beat Brazil last year 3-2 over in Tokyo, coming back from 2-0 down, I believe it was. We haven't kicked off yet, but we can't be far away, surely. Looking on Twitter, we have Umin3VRC who says, Japan, holy shit. Thank you for that. Goodo says, this game made me remember the 2018 Belgium versus Japan, where Hazard was carrying the Belgian team. What a comeback on that day. Can Brazil do the same? I don't remember that game, actually. Right, Paquetá's gone off, and Endrick has come on. Don't know too much about Endrick. I don't know what his what's in his wheelhouse. I don't know why we're not seeing Neymar. Let's have a look, see what the people of Twitter are saying. Anyway, we have kicked off and Japan playing left to right as we look, and immediately it's actually down the Brazilian end of the pitch. But now we've broken, and away come Brazil. Is that Ryan on the right hand side? Pass to Kuna. Now it's over on the left. It's Danger Man Jr. Nice little ball into the box, and that's well collected. I say well collected. He should have collected it all day long, but it's safely collected by Suzuki. And yeah, was that Endrick involved in that already? Long goal kick. What brilliant control by Ueda. Out to, is that Maeda? Don't think it is. But Japan having the ball. Crossed him from the left-hand side. Oh, yeah, it's gone nowhere, but Japan still have it over on the right-hand side, and it's put out for a Brazilian throw-in. Right. Brazil still kind of deep in their own half, actually, at the minute. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happened there. There's been a free kick for something, but I'm not sure what. Free kick for Brazil, around about the halfway line, let's call it. The referee trying to calm down a little bit of frustration. Here come Brazil. Now, it'll be interesting to see how they play, because in the first half, they were all about just these through balls, these direct through balls, looking for the gaps that they were never finding. There was very little width to what they were doing. There was very little running at anybody. Be interesting to see how that's changed. Here's Junior across actually into the box, but it's a poor one, and Japan can bring it forward. And what a run that was. That was Maeda, and he's won a free kick and a booking. It will be for Danilo. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, the Brazilian right back. Danilo. Robert Danilo. Second goal for Japan would, I mean, how big a mountain to climb would that be, given the lack of chances Brazil have created? And that's the thing. They've had a lot of possession, but they've created, I think maybe I can remember one. I can remember two shots from the first half. One because it nearly knocked a Brazilian player out by smashing him in the face. And the second one because it required a save. But other than that, I can't really remember Brazil looking like they're going to threaten at all, really. Okay. Anyway, let's see what people on social media are saying. Alistair Bruce Ball says Brazil's standing in the game of the expectation that everyone has at a World Cup. What? That's not a straight sentence, is it? If Japan get the job done here, I think there'll be a lot of people surprised by that. Well, not me, because I called it as soon as this game started. I called it that Japan were my pick. I said it would be close, but they were going to make life really hard work for Brazil with the work ethic, and they've done exactly that. Anyway, it's with Japan on trying to work it up the left, which they have done. And Maeda is away. He's been troublesome all day, is Maeda, and here he comes. He's no. The ball's back with Japan though. About halfway into the Brazilian half. Doan struggling to do something with it, but he's kept possession into, is that Kamada? And Japan enjoying some possession. Sano, the goal scorer, getting was that his first touch of the second half? And it's still Japan. Seem to have a lot of time on the ball. Now over on the left-hand side. They are passing it around like Brazil, ironically. And I'd have given that as a free kick, but here come Brazil. Just couldn't quite find Junior on the left, who was making his way into some open space. That was nice little defending from Ito. But he's got more work to do because it's back with Junior. Out towards the edge of the Japan box. Ramirez trying to cause a bit of trouble. Japan is so well organized, though. Out to Ryan, who's looked good. Ryan has looked good, I think, for Brazil this game. But yeah, not a great deal. Not a great deal going on. It's back to the halfway line. And Brazil come again. Santos on the left, plays it inside to Magal. I can't pronounce it. It's got some funny letters in. Magalhaes or whatever. Magalhaes. I'm sure I'll be told. Now a bit of space and the ball into the... what a save by Suzuki. That's the first time a ball into the box has actually met a Brazilian head and had anything looking effective come off it. It was a nice header, but it was a good save from Suzuki. Nice lofted pass into the box. And Brazil need to do more of that rather than trying to play it on, on the floor through the channels. They need to be picking these perky little lofty ones. Here's another one. I think Japan are going to struggle with these. Maybe Ancelotti has told them they need to get the ball in the air a little more, outcompete them. They have got the height advantage. Here's Junior on the left. Can he get a cross in? He can. It's along the floor. It is cleared by Japan. My favourites in this game. Yeah. Brazil bringing it forward. Santos with a cross into the box, but that doesn't beat the first defender. And Brazil looking... I was going to say, like, they've got no ideas, but they've just... Have they equalised? What the hell went up in there? Here come Japan. We'll get back to that in a second, but Japan are countering in numbers. Can he find Ito on the right? He can. It's a lofted ball into the box. What's going on here? I don't know what happened down the other end. I swear... Is it going to be penalty? No. Let's have a look. So there's a header from Casemiro straight at one of the Japanese players' faces on the line, actually. Yeah. It spins off. Palmed away by Suzuki. How that didn't go in, I've absolutely no idea. Producers saying they're just maybe checking if it hit a hand, but players resume, so that can't have happened. Can't have been a long check. That was dangerous from Brazil. Really dangerous. Already they've had two chances better than anything I remember them having in the first half. And it's coming from these lofted balls into the box. Over on the right-hand side. We're going to have another one. Yeah, another cross into the box. They've definitely changed the way they're trying to penetrate that defense from Japan. They're not trying to play through it along the ground anymore, it seems. And it seems to be causing a lot of trouble. It seems to be working. Over to Ryan on the right-hand side. What's he going to do? Here comes the cross. And it almost meets another Brazilian head, but it's just gone over to Junior, who, again, another cross in. And there we have it. One apiece. One apiece. And it's Casemiro. God, would you believe what a game he's been having? You know what? They've looked so much more dangerous just by virtue of the fact they're getting the ball in the air in the box. I don't know why. I don't know why in the first half there was so little of that. But it just looks like Japan can't cope with that. You know, they're so outmatched physically when it comes to these duels. Yeah, Casemiro, he's been crap all game. Absolute crap. And now he's come up with a header at the back post. Is he offside? No, it can't be, surely. No. There we go. One apiece, game on. And what have Japan got in the locker now? That is the... let's have a look what Twitter is saying. We have... not a lot. People just saying, come on, Brazil. Yeah, not a great deal. Anyway, what have Japan got left? How are they going to cope here? How are they going to change? Or has a new pattern of play been established for this second half? It's over on the Japanese right. Floated ball, easily dealt with. And Brazil should come away with that. But they don't. It's given away. Oh, I thought for a second there was a chance for a through ball into the box for Japan, but it's not. And here comes Junior. What a lovely little touch. Nutmegged the Japanese defender. He's running at him now. This is going to be 2-1. No, it's off the post. My goodness. I called it too soon. He gave them all sorts. All of this they weren't doing in the first half. They weren't running at the players. They weren't getting crosses into the box. That was the first time Junior's really looked his tricky self. Nutmegging a defender, running past 2 or 3 outside of his foot. For all the will in the world, I thought that was going in. Oh, that's a good save. Suzuki's pushed it onto the post. Well done. Absolutely outstanding, that. Absolutely outstanding. Right. Now, what's going on here? Let's have a look what BBC is saying. Chris Sutton says, at the start of the second half, Brazil have been brave and bold. They've loaded the Japanese box and have peppered into it. Well, yeah, that's what we're saying. They have. They've got in the box and been floating that ball in there. But actually, Japan on the right-hand side have got a chance to get the ball into the Brazilian box, but it just fades to nothing. Becker has the ball safely in his hands. Can Brazil keep this momentum up? Says, what's his face? Chris Sutton. Just showing, was Casemiro onside? It was very close. Casemiro, sorry, onside. It was very close. but he was. Brilliant running from Japan to force the ball out for a throw-in, halfway in the Brazilian half. But it's Brazil who have that throw-in. Bit of head tennis. Is that handball? It was handball. I could see that from here. Okay, let's see where we're at. Brazil getting the ball over to Junior on the left, but he's marked by two men there, and ultimately the ball's gone out for a goal kick to Japan. Let's see what the match stats are saying. 65% possession to Brazil, an expected goals of 1.3 and 14 shots compared to the Japanese 4 shots and an expected goal of 0.21. However, and 6 shots on target now for Brazil compared to that 1 for Japan. Absolute night and day from the first half, but the only important stat is the scoreline, and it's still 1 apiece. The momentum's definitely shifted, though. Every time... we've got a chance here, actually. Is that... Oh... No, I thought the ball had broken for Japan inside the box, but Becker gets his hands safely at it. And that was Maeda chasing down. His legs weren't fast enough, bless him. The ball's with Becker in the box. I don't know what we're waiting for. Oof. His goal kick doesn't beat the Japanese forward. The ball ricochets up in the air, but picked up again by Brazil. And here they come. Junior on the left. And back to Junior, who's running now at the Japanese with confidence. Didn't see that in the first half too much. Ball's over on the right-hand side now with Ryan. They're trying to... Here we go. It's going to be another lofted cross, is it? It's in the Japanese box. Yeah, the ball's peppered in, and Suzuki gets it. Looking a lot more dangerous. A lot more dangerous. Just under half an hour to go. We know there's going to be some drama, but when will it be? Will Japan somehow from somewhere get a second? I'm beginning to doubt it, although I did pick them as winners, so I'm going to stick with that. And here they come, actually. That's a cracking ball. Is that Ito? No, that's not Ito. That's Ueda. He's got the ball, and he takes a shot from the edge of the box. Allison can't hold it first time. Spills out his hands, but he picks it up before it goes out for a corner. Just a little reminder to Brazil that Japan is still there. And I really like the positive outlook from Ueda there. You've got the ball on the edge of the box. Just hit it. Don't overcomplicate things. Just give it a smack. Game feels a lot more open now. The ball was with Junior on the left for Brazil. Went out for a throw-in. No, I can't see what's going on because for some reason we're looking at the back of someone's head. That was brilliant directing. Brazil content now just to be knocking the ball around halfway through the Japan half. Who's back 5? Looks to be a back 6 at the minute. Out to Junior on the left. And played across into the Japanese box along the floor, but cleared. And it's going to be a throw in to Brazil, again, halfway into the Japanese half. Right, Cunha is going off, and Martinelli is coming on. Cunha's worked hard, but other than that, has been pretty ineffective. It's a bit of pace, a bit of an injection of pace with Martinelli. It's the Arsenal man, the gunner. Right. Plays restarted. We'll soon have our hydration break that we all love. Brazil keeping hold of the ball. Quite comfortably at the minute. But again, Japan don't seem to start to press until we get into that initial third, that middle third of the pitch. Japan are happy to let Brazil have it. And it makes its way to Ryan on the right-hand side. Takes the defender on, and yeah, his ball into the box. It was to nobody, really. And it's cleared all the way back into the Brazilian half. And Alisson Becker comes up to collect. And here come Brazil again. Here's Junior on the left. Play back in. I think that was that Martinelli's first touch? Who knows? I think it was. Excuse me. Brazil. Nice little floated ball into the box. That's going to be an easy clearance. But to nobody, these clearances are now, the more hoofing the ball up the pitch to nobody. And then it's just another wave of Brazilian possession coming back their way. Definitely a different pattern to the game from what we saw in the first half. I think the favourites play tomorrow, France and Sweden. I've not been overly impressed with Sweden. I think we covered a game with Sweden, and they were rubbish. I'll just be honest. They were rubbish. Even though they won 3-0 in the end, it was pants. I'm predicting France to win that one quite comfortably. Germany, although my producer, Ledge, is disagreeing with me. He thinks Sweden will give them a good game tomorrow. I hope so. I want to see close games. Anyway, we are sat in the hydration break, so it's time to go to Twitter and see what everybody's banging on about. Fope on Twitter says it still baffles me how Cunha can still be starting for Brazil these days. His downfall is crazy. Well, the downfall is crazy. It's almost worse than Germany. Oh, Germany taking a slight dig there. I am Vicky D says everything about Brazil reminds me of Manchester United. I'm not sure about that. Does she mean Casemiro? I think that's basically it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, these hydration breaks really cheese me off. Now, the question in my mind is, when are we going to see Neymar? And genuinely, like, why is Neymar not playing? Is he just not seen? Like, is he picked up a knock, or does he just not? Uh, he's been saved like a fine wine. Producer's just asking me. He's looking at the hairstyles on the pitch. And he's asking me, "Have I ever seen a ginger Brazilian?" My answer, my answer to that is no. I've never seen a ginger Brazilian. Oh, apparently there's one on the Brazil bench. We can all see a ginger Brazilian um, on the bench. Somebody's shorts are a bit loose. Okay, is that the hydration break over? Please let it be so. Oh, and the producer was speaking to me then, and then just went dead. I don't know if there's an issue at his end, but I'll bravely crack on until he tells me otherwise. Here come, well, not here come Brazil. At a pedestrian pace, Brazil are knocking the ball around about the halfway line. It's out to Junior. Oh, well, here comes Japan. That was poor from Junior. And I think surely that's a free kick. Yes. Yeah, is that Martinelli? It was very cynical. He knew exactly what he was doing there. He'd only been on the pitch 5 or 6 minutes. I think he's lucky not to get a yellow card there. But anyway, Japan, now they have a chance. See what they can do. Show what they've got left. It's out to Ito on the right-hand side. No, that's poor. That's poor, just giving away. Japan, I mean, I'm full of praise for them. They were brilliant in the first half, and they've run the socks off, and they're going to be fatigued. They're going to have tired legs, but they've got to do better when they have these rare spells where they have the ball. They can't afford to be doing misplaced passing like that. They just need to do better. Here comes Junior, looking dangerous. Nice little run into the box, but it's cleared. And picked up again by Brazil, who come for another wave of an attack. Martinelli, what's he going to do? Not a lot. It's out to Ryan on the right-hand side, who I think's looked decent this game. Underused. But Brazil definitely are using the width of the pitch now, trying to use the width of the pitch rather than playing through the centre. It's a really obvious transformation. There's ball whipped in. It's going to be a corner. But yeah, Ryan with the header. And it's just bounced off the back of a defender. Bounced off the back of, not sure who that was, to be honest. Not sure. Outswinging corner from Brazil. It's going to be a right footer. Doesn't beat the first man. That was poor. And Junya Ito heads it clear. Little bit of a respite. But only a little. Brazil still have it out to Ryan on the on the right. Yeah, back to centre. It's a slow build up, this one. Really slow. Jr on the left. Now, what can he do? He's looked sharp this half, running at people, but he's not done much there. Ball still with Japan. So Brazil even. And Martinelli, that was a crap ball, but it's luckily still back with Brazil. Well, luckily for Brazilians. So I've just been asked, who would I fancy England's chances against, Brazil or Japan, if we met one of them? And as much as I like Japan and I've picked them for this game, I am going to say Japan, because I think the English game is very physical, and I think we beat them with physicality. Brazil are passing the ball around here; they're beating them with possession, and I think they beat us with possession. But I think we'd be too physical for Japan. The ball's back with Suzuki. We've got 14 minutes left. There has to be some drama. Something has to happen. How long should it be before we start thinking of that P word? I am, of course, referring. I am, of course, referring to pie. I've got no. Junior on the left. The intensity seems to have died down just a little bit. Martinelli, that's a nice little ball, though. Brazil can get cross into the box, but that one doesn't beat the first man. Comes back to Martinelli, though. Tries to get his shot off, but the ball just wouldn't sit down for him, and it's looped over. The shot looked rubbish, to be honest, but there probably wasn't much you could do about it. The ball was just not going to come down for him. Okay. Double substitution for Japan. And I cannot read the names on the back of those shirts, so we'll have to wait and see till it comes up on the telly. But Kamada's going off. He's played well. Kamada, he's worked really, really hard. And Junior Ito has also come off, and he's been, that's got to be down to fatigue. That has to be, because he's been one of those dangerous men for Japan. He's worked so hard, and whenever he's got the ball, or whenever Japan have looked dangerous, he's had something to do with it. Right, I've just been informed that Tanaka is actually one of Japan's penalty takers who's just come on. I mean, it's a little bit early to bring him on for that, but it is interesting. Right. Brazil with the ball in their own box. That's a nice long through ball, though. But it's gone straight through to Suzuki. The Brazilians are hoping for a free kick, but that's never going to be given. And Japan can try and build from the back. Looks like they're trying to take the sting out of the game. But to what end? I would say you've got 10 minutes now where you can make that difference. You can get that goal and you can go through to the next round. And only have to weather 10 minutes of a storm from Brazil, right? If you go for it. If not, you've got another half hour of Brazil to weather. Like, now would be the time. If I was Japan, I'd be getting my foot down. Speaking of which, it's Japanese throwing deep inside their own half. Coming up to 10 minutes left. Back to Suzuki, the keeper. They're really trying to play it out at the back, but here they come. They're halfway up the park, but there's nobody up front for these balls to be played to. It's all right having Ueda up front to get the ball to him, but he hasn't got anybody, you know, when he's facing with back to goal, he hasn't got anybody he can lay the ball off to close enough to him. And he's not physically enough to hold the ball up, and it's just coming back every time. It's coming back slowly, though. Give it that. Brazil aren't keeping the foot down. Here is Junior. 2 men on him every time he's got that ball. You know, they know he's a danger man. Nine minutes to go. And it's starting to look increasingly more like only one team is going to get a winner here, if that is to be the case. Whipped in. No. Japan just can't get any possession at all. It's just all Brazil. We'll have a look, see what they're saying on Twitter and the BBC in a second, but floated into the box. And again, all Brazil. Stephen Warnock. Former England defender Stephen Warnock. The changes Japan have made have brought on more energy to the press, and they're able to get out to Brazil. That's not what I'm seeing. That's not what I'm seeing at all, I'll be honest. Anyway, Japan now have 4 substitutes on that pitch. Martinelli, deep floating cross to the back post where nobody can find it, and it goes out for a goal kick. See what Twitter is saying. Total Sport X says Brazil are attacking Japan from all angles. Tell the US to send ground troops. Gitz says Japan are playing with all their heart. It's crazy how frustrating this is. How crazy this is turning out to be for Brazil. Absolutely. I agree. But I said that from the beginning. I said Japan are one of the most hardest working teams, perhaps the hardest working team in the tournament. They've just given away a free kick on the edge of the box and picked up a yellow. This is a dangerous position. It can only be maybe, I don't know, a couple of feet from the right-hand side of the box, maybe 3 or 4 foot, 3 foot from the right-hand side of the box. So another Suzuki that picked up the yellow. He came on for Nakamura about 17 minutes ago. This is dangerous. This is really, especially how vulnerable Japan have been when Brazil have lofted the balls into the box. They've got a free hit here to get a lovely cross towards that back post. I fancy Brazil to create a good chance from here, if not worse for Japan. It's gone for a corner. It was whipped in, actually. Opposite where I thought it was going to be. Real good whip on that ball. And it was just cleared away from a Japanese defender, out for a corner, which will be an in-swinger taken from the Brazil right wing. Brazil really have turned it on. You've got to take hats off to them. They're so much improved in the second half. Having said that, that's possibly the shittest corner I've ever seen. But it's out to Junior. Doing his thing. He's giving those Japanese defenders a torrid time. And the man marking him 2-1 every time. Every time. The ball's gone out for a goal kick. And Martinelli is lying on the floor holding his eye. Don't know what happened there. Let's find out. Ball's come in. Yeah. I think he's claiming he got an elbow to the face, which he probably did. Suck it up, big man. Wasn't intentional. Didn't look too hard. Didn't look like there's too much venom in it. Let's have a look on Twitter. Marty Bird says Japan isn't even trying to win anymore, just defending for their lives. Lol. You know, I'm not so sure about that. They are defending for their lives. You're right. And they're finding it very difficult to get out. I think they're fatigued. A lot of heavy legs out there. Anyway, that's a long goal kick. And Japan do have the ball now. And it's a nice little sortie. That's a through ball. Is that to Maeda? Not sure. It's difficult to see from here. But we've got 4 minutes left. If Japan can get the ball in the box and just create something, this could still be a shock. Yeah, and here comes that ball. It's a crap one. And Brazil, no, they will not bring it away. Or will they? Yeah, a little bit scrappy. And now Brazil do come. And they found the through ball they were looking for all night. But the goalkeeper, Suzuki, was quick to that. And it's come and cleared it for a Brazilian throw. We can't forget 3 minutes left. Any time Japan get that ball, it's got to be going through the heads. This could be it. Let's give it a go. We can't. Surely they can't put up with another half hour of this bombardment. Surely there's a chance. Time we just say, look, let's risk it now. 2 or 3 minutes. We've got that ball. Let's just go. Let's see what we can do. Take your glory. And I can't see if anybody has left a comment because I've lost my comments on screen. It's out on the right to Ryan, who's been pushed. Okay, we're not. That's the most blatant push you will ever see, ever. In the most blatant push category of the most blatant push Olympics, where the goal is to find the most blatant push, that would be too blatant a push to be in that category. And the ball is whipped deep into the Japanese box. Slight danger. It's out with Junior, though, who collected it outside the box. He's tried to whip one into the far corner, and it looks like it's come off a Japan defender for a corner with 90 seconds left. He's looked far more dangerous as Junior in this second half. It'll be an outswinger. No, it's taken short to Ryan, who's popped one into the box on his left foot. Header is not on target, but Brazil are going to retain possession. And it's back with Junior, weaving. 2 players. He's giving those 2 defenders that are just glued to him a real hard time. But they do manage to get it off him. And can Japan bring it away? No, because Junior has hassled them back and won the free kick. That was brilliant from Junior. Every time he gets that ball, there's 2 on 1 of him. Japan defenders on him, 2 on 1. And he's given him a real hard time. Anyway, the ball ended up with Suzuki, who's rolled it out. And here come Japan with 30 seconds left. This will be a shock if they get something here. Ball out on the right-hand side. A little bit of space. Can we get a cross into the box? We can, but that's going nowhere. Oh, it's picked up, actually. Can't see who that is. We're going to hit the 90-minute mark with Japan in possession, I think. On the left-hand side of the Brazilian box. This is a dangerous position. It was a crap ball in, but it's gone out for a Japan throw. This is where Japan have got to step up and be brave. Take it now. I don't think they're going to survive 30 minutes of extra time the way this is going. But we've got 6 minutes added on here. We're in the first one of those 6 minutes. Now is the time for Japan. Come on. Casemiro's having a bit of a rest, it looks like. The referee's calling the first aiders over. Oh, man. I am rooting for Japan. I'm absolutely rooting for Japan. Nothing against Brazil, but always cheer for the underdogs. They've worked so hard this game. But there's a lot of tired legs out there. But anyway, now is the time, Japan, to be brave in these minutes that you've got left. I fear for you if this goes to extra time, but look in each other's eyes, step up and tell yourselves, this is the moment. This is a moment. Oh, that's it, really. I wouldn't be very good at inspirational speeches, would I? This is the moment. But it's not, because Casemiro's fanning around. Go on, get off the pitch. Come on. He's holding his nutsack. Is that a possible groin strain? Oh, come on, get off the pitch. Well. And right, the substitution has finally been made. Fabinho is on, Casemiro is off. Japan can continue with the throwing on the left-hand side. Come on, Japan, make this count. Make this a moment not to forget. And they have it over on the right-hand side with Tomiyasu, played up to Ueda, who couldn't quite turn his man. And it's back with Brazil. And, oh, this looks dangerous. Who is that? Is that Ryan? I'll have to see. He's too far away in the box. This looks dangerous. And it's gone out for a corner. That looked really, really dangerous. Endrick it was. Twisting and turning inside the Japanese box. Corner to Brazil from the right-hand side. They've looked pretty pants at corners, I'll be honest. It's going to be another outswinger. They've not done... I don't think they've had one corner where they've looked dangerous at all. It's a lofty, floaty one. And Fabinho has just come on. He got his head on it. And, yeah, converted it for 3 points. That was nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. So we've got 2.5 minutes left before extra time. Is there going to be a winner? Is this going to be your moment, Japan, to take it to them? Come on. Long goal kick from Suzuki. Ueda can't get on the end of it. And but it still stays with Japan. A little bit of a head tennis. And then eventually it falls to the ground and Brazil can bring it away at a bit of a pedestrian pace. Fabinho has the ball, looking to come forward with it. It's all too slow. Extra time, I think, suits Brazil more than Japan. And I think Brazil are agreeing with that. They're not in a rush to bring it forward. Not in a rush at all, actually. Oh. Out on the right-hand side for Brazil. Is this the last sort into the box? Who's that fallen for? Oh, given away. Edge of the box. Final shot. No, it's come to Martin. Oh, he's won it. He's won it. Oh, my God, Martinelli. Oh, I feel so bad for the Japanese. They worked so hard all game. Oh, shit. Oh, Shitteruna Doodah. What an absolute stain that is. I mean, Brazil have deserved it, you know, but Japan really, really made them work for it. Really made them work for it. So he's collected the ball. Really quick feet, actually, Martinelli there. The ball's coming to him in the box. Quick, shuffed off his left foot onto his right. It wasn't the cleanest strike, but it was the speed at which the speed at which he got the shot off that has got the keeper beat there. And Ancelotti, to be fair, he's just shown a shot on the bench. All the Brazilian substitutes with the squad getting off the bench and celebrating. Ancelotti, no celebration there. Almost just a look of relief. I think he looked like he was ashamed to celebrate. So he should be. Japan crushed. Absolutely crushed. Now, we're coming up to 97 minutes. There was 6 minutes added on. That I don't know how long will be added on for that goal. Maybe another minute left to play. And what are Japan going to do? Surely they just have to hoof it. You know, play it back to someone halfway into their own area while everyone runs up into the box and then just hoof it into that box immediately. Meanwhile, Brazil ticking the clock down with a substitution. Santos comes on. Guimara is off. And that's it. It's gone back to the keeper, and everybody has gone forward for Japan, apart from 2 players, hoofed right up towards the edge of the box. Can they muster something? They do have possession, but is that going to put it out for a thought? No, they do have possession on the left. There is time to get a cross in the box. I'm not sure what's happened there. I think actually it's gone out for a Brazilian throw, which you'd imagine will be the end of it. They won't rush to take this, will they? Oh, I'm gutted on behalf of the Japanese. Absolutely gutted. What a part they've played in this match. And that's going to be a free kick to Brazil, surely. You should have played advantage there. Should have played advantage because they were away. They'll be wondering. Brazil will be wondering why you didn't play advantage on that. Actually, if by any kind of miracle Japan do get an equaliser here, Brazil should be furious because they were well away there. That whistle's got to go any second now. We're coming up to 99 minutes of 96. Bit of head tennis in the Japanese half. It's not suiting them. It's hoofed up. Ueda's looking for it. I disagree with that. That's a free kick. Ueda apparently fouled the Brazilian defender. And if that hadn't been given, he could have been through there, actually. And I don't think that was a foul. I think that was a coming together. I'm not sure why that foul has been given. I'll have to see the replay, but yeah, really disappointed. 99.5 minutes played. And it's a free kick to be taken by Alisson Becker deep inside the Brazilian half. He's going to be aiming for that corner flag, isn't he? That's exactly where it's gone, to that right corner flag. And then back to Suzuki. Is the time for one last hoof up that pitch? I don't think there's time for the ball to land. I think that whistle is going to have gone, surely. Surely. But Japan do have the ball. The whistle's not gone. Where is it? And Japan, oh no, oofed up. Oofed up away from that Brazilian goal. There can't be time. 100, I don't know where all this time is coming from. 100 minutes now. It's a Japanese throw. It's going to have to be a long one. If he gets this into the box from there, I'll be absolutely amazed. He's not done a bad effort. And that is that. The whistle has gone. Let me turn that off. Japan, you were brave. You worked hard. You were smart. You were tactical. You executed your game plan amazingly. You played your part in this game, but ultimately, you were shit when it comes to defending crosses into the box. And now, before we go, we will be streaming every single Saturday, pretty much, when the season kicks off again. Premier League games, Championship games. If you want to join us, please just hit that subscribe button and maybe even a like. We would absolutely love that. And we'd love to see you again for the next game. But for now, I'm going to go and cry. I'm really gutted. See you later.